Good evening, students. I hope I'm audible. Can you all hear me? Please respond to the chat box if I'm audible to all. Students, am I audible? Thank you, Athar, Prem Kumar, for responding. How are you all? I'm so sorry we could not have the last session because of some technical issues. Right, so today we are going to resume with the last, with the topic that is leadership skills, and the session that we are left with regarding persuasion skills will be completing this coming Sunday, right? So again, a very interesting and a power-packed session today is waiting for you all. And I'm sure that all of us are really interested in understanding leadership skills, because this is something which all of us want to develop in ourselves, isn't it? How many of you want to become leaders? And thank you. I am good. Thank you so much, Prem Kumar, for asking. Right. So students, how many of you want to become leaders? We have a lot of things to do, so you need to be a little quick in your responses, otherwise you'll not be able to complete the activities. Come on, be quick. How many of you want to become the leaders? Nobody wants to become the same? Please respond through the question pane that you see on the screen. I'm not getting the answers. Am I audible, students? Can you all hear me? If you will not respond to the chat box, how will I understand? All right. So why are the students not responding? It's rare to see. Okay, there's only one student in the class, Atharv, who wants to become a leader. Rest, everybody is a follower in the class. Is that so? Prem Kumar also wants to become a leader. What about others? There are only 2 students in my class who want to learn leadership skills. So that means I have not taken a relevant topic for the students, or what? Come on, students, please respond to the question box. Right, so let me just start the session without investing any more time. Right, so I'm sure that everybody can see this. Is it visible? Right, so today's session is on leadership skills. And this is the second last session. So this Sunday we'll be completing the same. And as promised, we are also going to have a Zoom face-to-face session where we will be talking about a little bit about mock interviews, and I'll be taking up your questions as well, right? All those students who have connected with me through feedback.mentorbuddy@gmail.com will receive an invite for the class, for the live session. That will be a face-to-face session, right? So let us start with the leadership skills class. You don't have any expectation. I'm not going to give any more time to this. So in the class today, we are going to talk about definition of leadership and what are the skills and qualities of a leader, which all of us want to inculcate in ourselves, right? We all want to become the same, isn't it? So we have the same ground rules for the class, but to start the class, I just want to, make you all feel enthusiastic and motivated for a good start. So that is the reason I have some very interesting quotes for the day, so that we can understand that who exactly is a leader, right? I'm sure that everybody wants to learn this. I'm not going to talk about any theoretical definition of a leader, but I will let you know in practical aspects that who is a leader. Please have a look. I'm sure that this was very, very motivational for all of us, isn't it? And all of you must have enjoyed the video. So yes, this is what a leader is, right? And all of us want to become leaders. So let us understand the trivialities and let us talk about the complexities of how to become a leader, right? So let me just put it forward in few words that how can we define leadership, right? So a leader is somebody who takes the onus of the failures. A leader is somebody who gives the credit of the success to the followers and the team, right? I have a very, very interesting video to, which I'm going to share with all of you, which also talks about the same, right? So let me just show this, that who are leaders. Students, I just have a question for all of you. Tell me one thing, who do you think is a leader? Who do you think is a leader? Or let me just reframe the question. Do you think that the leaders are born or leaders are made? I have a simple question. Do you think that the leaders are born or they are made? Yes, students, come on, send your responses. The leaders are born or made. What do you think is the right answer? What, see, there is no right or wrong, but definitely what according to your opinion is true. Okay, leaders are made. I got two responses. Atharva and Rushali both are saying the same. Okay, what about others? I have so many students in the class, but still no responses. Is the topic not clear, or am I not clear with what I'm asking? Okay, Khemraj is saying leaders may be both born and made. Sahil is saying leaders are made by society. Fair enough. All the answers seems to be good. What about others? Still, I have only got 5 responses. Students, come on quickly. Yes. So, leaders are made by society. Leaders are born. Sometimes people are born with the innate qualities, right? So, any which ways, even if a leader is born or a leader is made, but in both the ways, a leader is a person who guides others, right? And the leader guides the team, the people towards a common goal, right? And he is not only going to direct you regarding you should do this, you should do that. Rather, he is going to lead by example. Now, this is very important, students. Gone are the days when leaders just used to direct the people. A good leader leads by example. A good leader leads the way by showing the way, right? We'll be talking more about the same. Let me just, okay. So have a look at this. I'm sorry. Right. So let me just talk about the different, definitions of leadership that will help you in having this conceptual clarity in your mind, that what do we understand by leadership, right? So leadership basically is a quality, it's an art which can be developed or which can be inculcated over a period of time. Sometimes you must have come across people who are not very aware of the fact that they can be a leader as well, but just because an opportunity or a situation comes and they are forced to play the role of a leader, right? One example which suddenly comes to my mind when I was talking about this is Rani Lakshmibai, right? She was having all the leadership qualities in her, but the time when Britishers came and they were trying to annex Jhansi, she took the leadership position and she led the entire, the Then she was the one who took one second, there was some technical lag. Just a moment. Right. So the Queen of Jhansi was the one who, really played the role of a leader when the situation demanded the same. So leadership, no doubt, is one of the most important functions of management, right? And it involves different aspects like directing, influencing, motivating, right? And it is basically, all about making your employees perform. We cannot say that I'm a good leader and it doesn't matter even if my employees are performing or they're not. Because ultimately, it is the completion of objectives, it is achieving the goals that is of major concern. So you can also understand that leadership is the ability of a person to induce others to work with confidence and zeal, right? So zeal is what? Zeal is enthusiasm. How can you make people, work with such enthusiasm and zeal? This is nothing but some qualities of a leader which you need to understand. And all those who really want to prove themselves as leaders, please check out for these qualities. Do you have all these things in you? Believe me, students, a true leader is one who is humble enough to admit their mistakes, right? I just want to, give another example from USA. You must have seen the decline of Trump, right, as a president. Now, when even after getting defeated in the US presidential elections, he was acting so arrogantly, right? So a person, a true leader is somebody who is humble enough to admit that yes, he has done something which was not right, something, which just went out of the way or which did not go as per the plan, right? So as a leader, what are the qualities which we all need to imbibe in ourselves? One, the very basic and the foremost thing is empathy, right? Now, can anyone tell me what is empathy? What is empathy, students? Who's going to tell me what do you mean by empathy? Come on, quickly. Yes, students. What is empathy? Empathy basically means to feel the pain of others, right? There's a saying in English which says to know exactly where the shoe pinches. Empathy means to feel that pain where the shoe is actually pinching, right? It's not that I understand your pain. I understand your pain is sympathy, and I feel your pain is empathy, right? So as a leader, you need to empathize with your people, and that is what is the first requirement. Second, very important quality of a leader is consistency. And when I say consistency, that means consistency in behavior, right? It shouldn't be that on one day you are saying that something is right and the very other day you are saying that something is not right. The very same thing. Now, if you're not going to show consistency in your behavior, do you think the people are going to accept you as a leader? They will never do the same, right? Honesty and integrity is something which is absolutely non-compromising in any situation. Direction, a person if wants to become a leader should have all the ability and capability to lead and to direct people. And how are you going to direct others? Not only instructions, rather you are going to lead the way by showing with example. Communicate, and this is the crux. So the all the modules that we have been discussing for the past couple of weeks, the basic of all these skills that you want to inculcate in yourself in order to become a good professional is good communication, right? And I'm sure that we have talked about communication in almost every class, right? A good leader is somebody who wants to keep everybody in the loop, right? It shouldn't be that there are 4 people out of 10 who are supporting me and I'm very happy with them as a leader. No. If I have 10 people in my team, it is my responsibility to make it cohesive and to make every 10, everyone out of those 10 people to be a part of all the decisions, to be a part of all the communication that I'm doing. And assume obligation. Obligation means you're responsible for your group, for their happiness, for their safety, for their security, for their success, all these things, right? You are responsible for them and you need to assume the obligation for the same, right? It's not very easy to be a leader. All of us want to have that, that crown of a leader, but we try to keep ourselves away and keep ourselves in the comfort zone where we don't want to carry, the responsibilities that we get with the same crown, right? So that is not possible. So if you want to become a leader, you need to carry that responsibilities. Now, another interesting question which I came across, which a lot of my students in class, they do ask, ma'am, is the boss and the leader same? So the answer to this is no. A boss always says go and do it, but a leader always say let's go and do this, right? So this is a very, very interesting line, and I'm sure that you are going to inscribe this in your mind very clearly. And the objective of these soft skills classes, which are provided to you by Mentor Buddy, is to make you a leader and not a boss. Because a leader is somebody whom people always look up to as an ideal. A leader is somebody whom people imitate, right? They want to imbibe those qualities in themselves. And I'm sure that we all want to become leaders and not just a good boss, right? Now, we all want to become a leader, but it is very important for us to understand who is a good leader and who is a bad leader. For example, until unless you know what is black, you will not be able to realize the importance of white. Somebody who has never seen darkness will not be able to appreciate light. Similarly, if you will not know who exactly is a bad leader, probably you'll not be able to work out on your skills to become a good leader, right? So let me show you this. So I think you are able to get the idea that who is a good leader and who is a bad leader. And I'm sure that we are very clear about the checklist now, what we are going to follow as a good leader, isn't it? And we all want to emerge as good leaders. So we are going to follow the same, right? So let me just talk few more things about the same, that who's a good leader. A good leader is somebody who motivates. A good leader initiates action. He does not wait for others to respond. Rather, he's the one who will start on his own. For example, another very good example, Mahatma Gandhi. He started Satyagrah, right? Dandi March. Did he ask only the people to go for Dandi March? No, he started. And when he started, people joined. So a leader is somebody who initiates action. Don't get confused by between a leader and a politician. Right? I'm giving you different examples from history, from freedom movement, and I'll be more talking about some entrepreneurs also, some great leaders, right? A leader is somebody who motivates, right? The other day I was taking a career counseling session of some young students of class 11th and 12th, and I've shown them the videos of Baiju Ravindran. I'm sure all of you are familiar with his name, Baiju Ravindran, right? He had a very humble beginning, and the way he moved, now he is acting as a big motivator for all the young people, right? He purposely takes motivational sessions for the students when he go out, right, to attend the crowd. He provides guidance to others. And what is the basic thing that all of these people are doing? What is the basic thing that Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg, right, or even Mr. Tata, Mr. Ratan Tata, right, or Mr. Narayan Murthy, what are these people doing? They are guiding. They are guiding their employees. Still, if you speak with anyone from the Tata group, they are still mesmerized by the kind of interactions they had with JRD Tata and even with Mr. Ratan Tata, right? So these are the leaders. They instill confidence in you, right? Even a good teacher of yours, if you're going to interact with the teacher, the kind of confidence that you get, that is what a leader has, right? That is the ability, and that is what you need to do in yourself. You need not put down your followers, to make you emerge as a brave leader. No, a good leader is somebody who instills confidence in the entire team, and together they will work and create the success stories. The efficient coordination is required. A leader is somebody who's able to maintain and establish that. Effective planning, right? Who's going to initiate this effective planning? Of course, the leader, but ensure that the leader takes everybody in the team into account, right? Nobody should feel that they're left out from the same. And definitely, last but not the least, inspiration and motivation, right? All the faculty members or SPOCs who are sitting in the session right now, I'm not very sure who all are a part, right? But definitely anyone and everyone can become a leader. You need not have a badge of a leader just to show or, just to prove your leadership abilities. Sometimes, okay, you just focus, things or situations around you. Sometimes you might have observed that, you have been given a task to complete in class, and out of those 8-10 students, there is somebody who who initiates that, and who gradually starts everybody taking into consideration, and undisputedly or unconsciously that person emerges out as a leader. And this is what it happens in GDPIs also. So all those students who will be appearing for CAT, or those of you who will be going in for some organizations where there are GDs done, right? So right now, a lot of campus interviews also, a lot of organizations take group discussions. In group discussions also this happens. Nobody is a leader, but there are some students who, by the virtue of their communication skills, they initiate the action. As they are confident about themselves, they try to make everybody involved in the discussion, and they steer the entire discussion in a particular way, right? So these are the skills, these are the qualities which all of us have to learn, which all of us have to practice. And remember, students, it's not just going to be, just a show, a showcase kind of a thing where you are just going to show off all these things, and actually you are not. Believe me, it's not possible. You will not be able to fake your confidence for long. Right? So you have to do all those things which can instill confidence in you, right? So these are the qualities of a leader. Yes, Mr. Sajid, Mr. Azim Premji is also one of the, one of the very, very efficient leaders. The entire corporate is full of such examples. Thank you so much for adding that, right? So I'm sure that all of us are going to practice all these things. Now let me just talk a little bit more about few other traits or few other qualities that all of us have to practice in ourselves if we really want to become a good leader, right? The very first and the basic being, of course, intelligence. Students, when you'll be appearing for your campus placements or your campus recruitment drives or campus recruitment tests, you will be appearing for group discussions and personal interviews. Now, these are the 10 qualities that I'm going to talk about in the coming slides. The interviewer will be, judging you on these things. They have their own set ways and parameters and situations on the basis of which they just try to understand that whether you are good enough on all these qualities or not. They don't expect you to be a master of all, but they certainly expect you to be an average in all, masters in some, right, and expert in at least one, right? So the first and basic is intelligence. Do you think that people are going to follow anybody who's dumb? No. So leaders should have a high level of intelligence. Now, don't equate intelligence with degrees, right? Then at the same time, I'm not defined the fact that, a person who's having a degree is not intelligent. I'm not even saying the same. But definitely, other than your academic skills or your academic expertise, what is important is basic presence of mind, wisdom, right? Education can give you knowledge, and wisdom you have to earn with that knowledge, right? Now, this is a sentence with a very deep meaning, right? So intelligence is something which a leader should definitely have. And I'm sure all my students are very intelligent, right? Secondly, emotional stability. A leader should be emotionally stable. It is not at all allowed that a leader can lose temper at any stage. It is not at all. At the same time, a leader should not be so humble that anybody can make him or her just swayed by emotions. That somebody comes up to you and starts crying, and then you just got swayed away in that emotion. Okay, fine, fine. You don't work, you leave the work, I will complete on my own. You go back and take care of your health. See, sometimes it's good, but then again, you have to be wise enough to understand whether what is the demand of the situation, right? So emotional stability is also something which is highly required from a leader. Clear? Understanding human behavior. Right. Now here we have a lot of theories of motivation that ask that what motivates an individual. So a leader is somebody who knows about human behavior, who knows about emotions, needs, and at the same time, a leader should have all the skills and abilities to deal with variety of people, right? You will have an entire team which comprises of people from diverse backgrounds, from diverse, from diverse socio-cultural backgrounds, from diverse academic streams, having the different objectives and needs and opinions. How are you going to deal with all of them in one go, right? It is difficult, believe me. Now, just think about examples from your classrooms when you were asked to work on a group project, right? And there were 5 to 6 students who had to work. Now, tell me one thing, students, was it difficult or was it easy to work with 4 other students on a class project? Do you think it was easy or difficult? How was it? Come on, please respond. It was difficult, right, Vishali? What about others? Why are you all not responding? Am I not audible? Or the topics that the things that I'm talking about, you're not enjoying that? Students? Okay, there's somebody who's saying it was not difficult. So I've got two responses. There's one who's saying it was difficult and the other one saying not difficult. What about others? Okay, project become easier when we are in group. True, project becomes easier. But what I'm talking about is, was it difficult to align everybody's objectives? Was it difficult to align the thought processes of everyone? Or was it easy? Yes. Do you think it was difficult because of different objectives and mindsets and thought processes of the group members, or was it easier? Yes. Everybody has different mindsets, right? Sometimes it becomes difficult when people have different objectives. They're not ready to listen to you, right? They are not, being able to comprehend with what you are saying. So that is where, the leader has to understand human behavior, how he's going to make his team perform, how he's going to improve on the group cohesion, and what is it that is required to make people connected with the ultimate objective or the task, right? So that is where understanding human behavior comes. Understanding the views of others, right? Remember, the whole is always greater than the sum of its parts. So the leader should understand the views given by others. If a leader is going to do all the things in his own way, do you think he's going to get the support of others? Never. People will back out. People will not be a part of the decision because they'll say it was your decision. You make it work now. You never asked us whether it was right or wrong, right? So it is very important for a leader to take into account everybody's opinion and then finally come to a decision so that everybody feels connected and everybody feels that he or she is a part of that decision making, right? So it is very important that a leader should understand the views given by others. Okay. Motivating the followers. Just now we have talked about the same. You have to motivate your followers. I am very self-motivated, right? I have to take the class. I am well prepared for my class. I have done all my homework. But at the same time, it is very important for me to motivate my team also. So I should know the things with which I can motivate my followers. It is very important. Otherwise, what will happen? I will be the person who will start the day and I will be the person who will be completing the task. Maybe might be working till late at night, right? How many of you have seen Mission Mangal? How many of you have seen the movie Mission Mangal where there is Akshay Kumar and Vidya Balan? Has anybody in the class seen that movie? Right. Gayatri is saying yes. What about others? Khemraj is also saying yes. It is a very interesting movie. If you have not seen that, please, if you don't have any exams right now, then please go out and see that movie. It is very interesting. You will feel very energetic and enthusiastic after seeing this. Right. So all those who have seen will probably understand this. Right. The team leader was very, very enthusiastic. Vidya Balan was very enthusiastic about his project, about her project, right? But the team members, they were not. They were just taking it as a duty on which, every day when they were coming to office, they were just saying that this will not happen. Mission Mangal is not at all possible, right? Because they were facing so many constraints and challenges. So Vidya Balan, she thought of strategies to motivate all the team members. Remember when she brought a cake and then she said that we are going to to celebrate the birthday of the scientist in ourselves. Ask yourself that, why have you become a scientist, right? So she adopted this technique to motivate all the team members, so that together they start, and after that day, when she motivated everybody, she, just made them realize that they're forgetting their dreams in making the two ends meet. They were just concerned about everything else, but not about the responsibilities. And then they all felt so connected with the vision of the organization, with the objectives that they were having, that they could finally achieve what they dreamt of. So this is what a leader is. A leader is not only self-motivated, but at the same time, a leader also has the skill and knows the art of motivating his or her team members also. Cheers, students. Right? So this is another skill or another quality of a leader. Then initiative and creative ability, because people will look up to you. Whenever they are stuck somewhere, they will come up to you to solve their problems, right? And sometimes even you also have to take the initiative, because you're the leader. You have to lead the work. You cannot sit back and cry, oh my God, now this is not working. Now we don't have a solution to the same. What will we do? Rather, all of you have to work on that problem together, and you have to think about creative ways of solving that problem. Then only others will follow. You cannot just sit back and cry, right? Our honorable PM has, he has taken a lot of bold decisions at many stages. So he really emerged out as a leader, whether you talk about Article 370, or you talk about, all the chaos related with the pandemic, or you talk about, all the issues related with illegal migration, right? So once he takes the, he takes the initiative, he leads the work, and then he involves it, and he also, involves others in decision making, right? He invites opinions of others as well. The leader should also have the creative ability. What is that something which you are going to do in a different manner will make you emerge out as a leader, right? If you will also start doing the way convention, in a conventional way, what will be the difference? Why will people consider you as a leader? They look up to you for solving their problems in a creative manner, that you will always give them something which they have not thought of, right? You must be wondering, ma'am, how can we give such creative answers? By upgrading your knowledge, by being intelligent, by reading a lot, by being observant, right? So you have to upskill yourself, you have to upgrade your knowledge, and you should have the ability to apply that knowledge also, and that will make you creative, right? So the leaders should have that creative ability, and they should be able to take the initiative as well, right, students? Is this much clear? Next, another important quality of a leader, or a skill that we as leaders need to build in ourselves, is our judging ability. Leaders should be able to judge anything, right? May or may not be right, I'm not going to that, but if you as a leader have the ability to anticipate the response, right, then it will become easier for you. You will be able to take the actions, you will be able to take the decisions accordingly, right? And that will also, increase the trust of people in you, right? So you have to instill, or you have to make people have that confidence in you, that yes, you are the right person as a leader for them. That judging ability has to be there. Responsibility and decision making. A leader should lead from the front. So I'm sure that you all are aware of the defense forces. Okay, another movie example. How many of you have seen Uri the Surgical Strike? How many of you have seen Uri? How is the Josh? Right? How is the Josh? Right, Yogita. Okay, yes, Kemraj. Right. So I'm sure that that gives you an insight about how the defense forces work. So as with, Gunjan Saxena, the Kargil girl, and a lot of, movies based on defense, you must have seen that the leader is not somebody who leads from behind. A leader is the person who is with his troop, who is always on the high alert, right? A leader has to take the initiative. A leader cannot sit at the back, okay, team, you go and work and then I will come. No, the leader has to take the responsibility. He has to lead from the front. He has to take up the responsibilities. He has to make the decision, right? Because as you see in the picture, sometimes where there are 4 directions, which direction to go, your team will look up to you, right? So you cannot make it like an Azad band, or like the hum अंग्रेजों के ज़माने के jailer hai, right? So you cannot say that half of the team will go left, half of the team will go right, and remaining others will follow me. That will not work, right? So decision making is an integral part of a leadership role, which you should know how to do in a responsible manner. Clear? Then guidance. A leader should be able to guide his subordinates. He should tell, and at the same time he should also demonstrate the ways of doing work, right? As I said at the start of the class only, a leader is not someone who is going to tell you do this. A leader is going to be someone who will say let's go and do this, right? So you have to demonstrate to your people what are the different ways in which you can complete your work. Your people will look up to you for guidance. They will come up to you, sir, I'm not able to do this. Ma'am, can you please help me out with this? I'm not able to balance my work and my family life. I think I'll not be able to continue with my job. Now, as a leader, it is up to you that you're going to tell them creative ways and solution for their problems, right? And that is what people look up to you for. They're looking for your guidance. Isn't it, students? And what are we learning right now? What we are doing in these sessions are nothing but personality development, right? So a leader is somebody who is having an attractive and pleasing personality. Understand one thing, students, personality has got nothing to do with the color of your skin. It has got nothing to do with your body shape, but definitely it has got a lot to do with how you dress up. When I say how you dress up, that doesn't mean the brand that which you're wearing. You must have seen, Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, even the CEO of Google, Sundar Pichai. If you will just look at Sundar Pichai, he's just a lean and thin man, right? Nobody would have thought of that. He also had a very humble beginning. He belonged to a very modest family, right? I was just listening to one of his videos the other day. So he had a very modest family background, right? Personality wise, looks wise, I won't say personality wise, but I will rather say looks wise, he is not somebody who is explicitly very, outshining. But definitely when he starts speaking, definitely when he talks about the content, when he speaks, people look up to him, right? By the virtue of his hard work, by the virtue of his knowledge, he has achieved a position which makes his personality pleasing, right? So as a leader, you need to have an attractive and pleasing personality, right? And this pleasing personality will come with your thoughts. This pleasing personality will come with, with you being properly groomed, with you being presentable, right? How you carry yourself is very important, right? So this personality plays a very, very important role. right? Dignified. A leader should behave with his subordinates in a dignified manner. Now tell me one thing, students, if you find a leader shouting on his subordinates, making use of, or passing on loose comments or remarks, getting aggressive, getting into a quarrel with the team members, do you think this is right? Are you going to call that person really a leader? Never. Why? Because a leader is somebody whom people idolize. A leader is somebody whom people imitate. So how that leader is going to handle odd situations, right? Or, situations which are not going in accordance with the decisions or expectations. So the dignity of that leader is very important. A leader should always behave with his subordinates in a dignified manner, right? So dignified means that you need to understand the boundaries when you are interacting with your followers or with your team members, especially when we talk about the opposite gender. You need not pass, any loose remark, any comment, or any such gestures. So we have, see, students, we have already come through a long way. We are coming through a long way, and we have covered all these things. We have covered body language, we have covered non-verbal cues also, we have talked about communication skills also, grooming also. So all these, culmination of all these skills will make you dignified. Culmination of all the things that we have learned as personal grooming and professional grooming will make you dignified as a leader, right? I hope that you are getting the points, right? So you have to be a dignified leader whom people are looking up to. You know, see, that day somebody comes to you and says that, sir, I want to be like you. That means your job is done, right? A leader should be honest, sincere, fair, and reasonable in his or her dealings with subordinates. Remember, we talked about this at the start of the class. You cannot have different policies for different subordinates. If there's a rule, it is a rule for everybody. A leader leads by example. So if you are going to practice fairness, sincerity, honesty, and you're reasonable in dealing with your people are also going to carry out that, right? Always remember that integrity and honesty percolates from the leadership to the bottom. So it's like a top-down approach. How the leader behaves, how the head of the institution behaves, how the head of the family behaves, other people in the institution or in the team are going to behave like the same, right? So honesty is something which can never ever be compromised upon, right? So as a leader, I'm sure that you have understood what are the things that you are going to do. We have talked about 12 qualities that are very important for you as a leader. And to sum up the class, I could not find, a better video than this. I personally admire Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and I'm sure everybody sitting in the class also admires him, right? He is such a wonderful leader, such a knowledgeable person, such a humble person with a very modest background. And listening to him has always been a pleasure. So I thought that let me, show this video to all of you. And I'm sure that I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that you're able to hear the audio. Please do let me know. I'll just pause after playing it for a minute if you are able to hear it or not. Otherwise, I'll share the link so that you can directly listen from the YouTube, right? Where here in this video, Dr. Kalam is talking about 6 qualities that make a great leader. And this is a wonderful video. Please have a look.
How to have special traits, what leaders should have. What are the 6 traits? leader must have a vision. Without a vision, you cannot lead. So leader must have a vision. Second one, leader must be able to travel in an arid to an unexplored path. Normally, they could see to travel well laid out path. The leader takes part of the travel. Third thing, leader must know how to manage success. Most importantly, any mission he does, what she does, he has to go through something. He should know how to manage. I was meeting the project director for satellite launching. That is it is not the only satellite launching. So at that time in 1979, in August, we had to go to the computer process of changing the logic events for logic. After one page, the computer checker computer put a whole person he said display was there. Some components not well controlled component. So I went back, bypassed the computer. I went on and launched the system complete. Got a bit of some satellite going on. The whole rocket system. So
Are you people able to understand the audio? It's breaking. Okay, just a minute. Just a minute. Tell me if it is clear now. Is it clear now?
very hard, definitely
Students, I've shared the link. I've shared the link of the audio. So you can copy and paste this link. Has everybody got the link? You can just copy and paste this video link. Copy and paste this video link. You're not able to copy the same? Okay, then do one thing. Open YouTube and search out qualities of a leader by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and you'll get this video. Right? You can see this video after the class. No problems. Right? But please do look out for this video. Search for the video. Let me know if you are able to see this. 6 qualities that make a great leader. You can just copy this caption in the YouTube search box and you will be able to get that, right? Is everybody able to get this video on YouTube? You can watch it after the class, right? Okay, great, great. Right. So after the class, please ensure that you are going to leave your seats only after watching this video, because this, I thought that, to show you all this video as a completion of the session today. Right, there's nobody else better than Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam whom we can just think of to talk about leadership, right? So everybody please look out for this video. One thing more that I want to share as an ending story. Right, I was just reading a small story when I was thinking about, or when I was learning leadership skills of my own, or I just started my career. When I just started my career, right? So basically, I came across a story which said that there was a small boy who lived in a village, right? And this small boy was, he was having a very, very bad habit of eating a lot of sugar, right? So he used to eat a lot of sugar, and his mother was very angry, right? So every time she used to ask her son not to eat sugar, but he never used to listen. So she decided once that I'm going to take you to Gandhiji, and I'm sure that Gandhiji will be able to, make you understand that eating sugar is not good for your health, right? So the lady was not very financially well off. So one day she decided and she went to meet Gandhiji. So she had to cross a lot of distance to go and meet Gandhiji. She reached there and she asked Gandhiji that, see, I have a big problem. My son eats a lot of sugar. And in spite of the fact that I ask him every time that don't eat so much of sugar, he never listens to me. Please make him understand that eating sugar is not good for health. Gandhiji said, okay, fine. You bring him next month, right? After a month, you bring him again, and I will make him understand that he should not eat sugar. Now that lady was amazed. Now she was feeling that, you see, I have come today. Please make him, understand it today itself. I have to come again next week, next month. Gandhiji said, no, today it's not possible. You just come next month again. Okay, the lady went back, and when she came back after a month with the young child again, and this time Gandhiji said that, beta, it's not good for health to eat so much of sugar. Please don't eat so much sugar, right? And the boy, because everybody used to, respect Gandhiji so much. So the boy said, okay, fine, Bapu, I will leave that. I will not eat sugar. Yeah, I will not eat so much of sugar now. The lady went to Gandhiji and asked, Bapu, I came 1 month back, and you were just required to say one simple sentence to my child so that he can stop eating sugar. Why didn't you say that time? Why have you called me again after a month? Right? Janak is saying, I know, ma'am. Okay. So Bapu said that when you came last month, I was also having this bad habit of eating sugar. How can I say something? Yes, Janak. Bapu also has the same habit of eating sugar. So Bapu said that until and unless I will stop eating sugar on my own, how will I ask this young child to do the same? Right? So student, the logic behind the story was, as a leader, whatever you are preaching, whatever you are asking others to do, you should do that first. Remember, at the start of the class, I said that a leader is somebody who's going to lead by examples. Bapu was a leader. He would have easily said that don't eat sugar, it is not good for health. But he himself was doing the same. So he did not say anything to the boy. And when he came again after a month, Bapu, after leaving his habit of eating sugar, then said to the young child that don't eat sugar, it is not good for health. Always keep this story in mind and don't say something which you are not doing, right? Or don't preach something which is difficult for you to follow also, right? So with this inspirational story, we come to the end of our session, and I'm sure that all of you have enjoyed the session, right? So again, as a last ritual, please do watch the video, that the link that I've shared with all of you. And just a last ritual for the class. Please do write to us on feedback.mentorbuddy@gmail.com if you want to connect with me. Share your feedback of the class. I would love to have the feedback from you all, right? And you can also write anything related with the class, any technical issues or support@mentorbuddy.com. Upload all your certificates, the e-certificates that you get, and tag us on LinkedIn at Quantum Learnings. You can visit our website www.mentorbuddy.com and centerofexcellence.com. We are going to meet this Sunday again at 11 for the last session of the soft skills modules that we are having. You can connect with me on my career guidance page on Facebook, that is Guidance for Career. Thank you so much, students. If you have any questions, feel free to write me on mail. I will love to answer that. I'm sure that everybody has received a feedback for the resume, those who have sent. Very soon we will be having a live session with those students who have shared their resumes and the assignments which I've been giving in the class. Right? Thank you so much, Dr. Charu, for such a lovely feedback. I hope everybody enjoyed the session because I have also enjoyed it a lot. So I'm sure everybody would have enjoyed. Any questions or feedback are very much welcome. Whatever positives, negatives you are feeling about my sessions, please share your feedback with me so that I can improve on my sessions as well. Thank you so much. Good night and take care. See you all again on the Sunday for the last session. Thank you. Good night and take care. Thank you so much, Rishali. God bless. Good night.